Okay, everyone, welcome to my channel. Today in this video, we are looking at supply. In our previous video, if you have not seen the previous video, you can go back and check. We discussed some certain things on demand already. Now, today in this video, we are focusing on supply. So what then do we call supply? As you would know, the total number of goods and services producers are willing and are able to offer for sale is what we call the supply. So the amount of goods producers want to sell, the amount of goods producers are willing to sell at a given price. This is what we refer to as supply. Now, supply has some factors. These factors are more like determinants. They are things that determines the amount that producers will offer into the market. Okay, so we have three major important factors here, or three important factors here. Just like we did with demand, we discussed three important factors. Also with supply, we are focusing also on three important factors. Okay, so the first factor of supply here is the price of the product. Now, the price of the product affects supply, or the price of the product will determine how many goods will be supplied into the market. Now, what we can say from here is that the relationship with the price of the product and the amount of goods that can be supplied is positive. Meaning that if we have the price of a product to be very high, then we are going to have supply of that product, or producers will be willing to supply more of that product into the market. Okay, because that way they tend to make more money. On the flip side, if the price of the product is very low, then suppliers will not be motivated to sell more products, so they'll sell or offer less product into the market. Now, the second important factor here is the cost of production. Now, the cost of production is tied to the amount of money available to the producer. So when it comes to the cost of production, it is just what it takes, the financial cost of producing the goods that the producer are willing to supply. Now, if it takes them much more money to produce, if it costs more money to produce, then with the resources that they have at hand, they will only be able to produce little. But if it costs them less money to produce, then with the resources that they have, then the company or the firm, or let's say the producer, will now be willing to produce and supply enough. So in this case, we are going to say that the relationship between the cost of production and the amount of goods that will be supplied is negative. So there's a negative relationship between cost of production and supply, and then there's a positive relationship between the price of the product and supply. Now, another important factor here we have is the price of related, or the price of other products. Now, the price of other products, like we did in demand, the price of other products can be related, or we can look at it from two perspectives. One is if the products are substitutes, and then second one is if the products are complements. So if the products as complements or substitutes, that's because two goods can be related in either either by being substitutes or by being complements. Okay, so if two goods are substitutes, for example, let's say product A is a substitute of product B, invariably product B is a substitute of product A. So now let's think, if we, or let's say if I am the producer of product A, Okay, so I produce product A and I sell product A. However, I could also sell product B in place of product A. So both of these two goods are substitutes. So if I'm already supplying or selling product A and I find that the price of product B, which is a substitute, has gone, this P stands for price, so the price of B has gone up. What it means automatically for me with supply of A is that I'm going to supply less of product A. So if I'm supplying less of product A because the price of product B has gone up, this is a negative relationship. Okay, so all we can say here is that for substitute goods, the price of a substitute good has a release has the price of a substitute good has a negative relationship with the supply of a particular product. And then the opposite is true if these two commodities are complements, meaning that if I sell A, I should be able to sell B along with A because both of them are used together. So I'll sell them together so my customers will be able to buy them as well together. So since I'm already selling A, and then the price of B has gone up. If the price of B has gone up, what it means is that because if the price of B goes up, the higher the price of a product, the higher the supply, then I will want naturally to increase my supply of B. And if I'm increasing my supply of B, it means that this one also goes up because A and B are consumed, can be supplied together and consumed together as well. So if that is the case, I will supply more of B and also supply more of A. So in this case, the supply of product A will do what? Will go up. So this is a positive relationship. So when it comes to complementary goods, it's going to have the price of complementary goods will have a positive relationship with the amount that can be supplied. Okay. So these are the three most important factors or determinants of supply. If we can add other factors or determinants of supply, we are going to add just a few and then we can move on into something more important. Now, when it comes to adding something else, we can add a fourth one here, which will have to do with the level of technology. So with a given level of technology at a particular disposal of a particular producer, then it will tell whether the producer will be able to produce more or less. If the technology improves, producer will be able to produce more, so this is positive. And then if technology reduces or becomes obsolete or becomes ancient or old, okay, or outdated, that's the best word, then the amount of goods that the producer will be able to supply will fall down. And then we can add another one here, okay. If we add a fifth one here, we are going to add something that has to do with time. The more time a producer has, the more product the producer can be able to produce and supply. And then if we add one more, and that will be the last one for today, we are going to add things like weather condition or climate. Okay, so all this also will affect supply as well. We could have things like subsidy or government policy. Okay, in a further or later class we'll discuss subsidy in details. However, these are the factors or some of the factors affecting supply, and the most important factors here affecting supply, we said they are the price of the product, the cost of production, and then the price of related products. Thank you so much, and if you find this video helpful, please hit on the subscribe button and also on the like button to encourage me to do more. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next video.